Hey, what's up, guys? This is Tim Hart, branch manager of VanDyk Mortgage, right here in Fort Myers. Welcome to the HartBeat for Realtors. Appreciate you being with us today. He's already become a friend of mine after talking to him one time. We're buddies. We got Wayne Salmans from Hero Nation Coaching. Wayne, how you doing, buddy?
Dude, I'm doing awesome. Thanks for having me on here, man. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, this is round two, so I appreciate you being back. Thank you.
Dude, I'm looking forward to getting this topip. I think it's a big deal. So
we can't make fun of Anthony Mosley. We did it on the last one, so we can't.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, we could. There's really so much material. You know what I mean? There's so much material there that yeah. Just ask him about the jelly beans, and I'll leave it there. So.
All right, jelly beans. I'll ask him. Hey, so Wayne, we're gonna learn about you in just 1 second. So this podcast, this video, we do this for realtors to provide content and value to your guys' lives and business. And today we're gonna be going over leadership. This would be perfect for team leads, brokers out there. And so we're gonna get into that in a second. But Wayne, before we get into that, fill everyone in, man, who you are and what you do.
Dude, thank you, man. First off, thanks for having me again. You're a brave man. So I was, obviously I was in real estate for many years. I was a top producer. I was a Realtor 30 under 30 for Realtor magazine. And then I crashed and burned. I literally went through a rock bottom moment in my life. I lost everything, screwed up my life, and then went through the process of getting back up and figuring out, okay, who am I really, what's important to me, and going through all that process. So I learned a lot in that journey, and then went on to, after going through all of that amazingness that I'm grateful for and never want to do again, went on to, do real estate more, and then become a coach for Keller Williams Realty. And was able with that company, I'm not with them anymore, but I love that company, and was able to coach 5,000 agents over the past several years. And this topic we're going to talk about is a big one that came up a lot, right? How do brokerages, how do team leaders, how do mega agents, how do they keep their team? And not just keep them because they got chains around them, right? But keep them because their team members want to stay. So how do you create great team environments, and everything else? So I think this is a big topic, whether somebody's listening that has a team, or they want to build a team, you probably need to pay attention.
Yeah, cool. And there's, plenty of them around. We do business with a good amount of teams here. And, I think, like I said, broker owners will, get a lot out of this as well, I'm sure. And
I agree.
Me, like we all have our teams. So anyone.
Whether you have a team or you don't have a team, you do have a team, depending on how you want to look at it. So.
Yeah, but you got a team even though you don't know you have a team.
Yes,
so.
Exactly.
Well, let's get going, man. Do your thing.
All right. So here's kind of what I wanted to get into, and I've seen this happen so often. This actually happened to somebody this last week. So agents, and I'll talk mostly from the agent perspective, but agents, they're building these amazing real estate teams. They're putting all this money into their teams, whatever it is. And then, I had this happen to a guy I know last week, right? His team came into him and said, "We're leaving," right? And he's like, what are you talking about, right? Like I spent years building this thing, taking care of you guys, and then you're just like, what's up? And I would love to know, I would love to pretend that happens not very often. It happens all the time. Right, where people build incredible teams, whatever it is, and then their teams leave or they go on to greener pastures, etc. So I've realized that there's really three things I believe that come into play here. And I want to keep this simple because that's what works for me when I keep it simple and clear. So I think the three things you gotta look at. The first one is why do people join teams? Why do people join teams? What are they looking for? What are they really after? And I think it may be different for several people, but why do people join your team? Why would someone want to come work with you? And one of the big reasons is people want leadership. They want some leadership. They want some guidance. They want to know that what they're doing is going to work. Would you agree with that? That's one of the big reasons they join?
Yeah, leadership. I was thinking when you were asking that question, security. What was the other thought I had? The providing of leads, the mentorship, the blanket of, the fallback guy.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's, if I was going to boil that down, I would say like they're looking for a plan. Right? They're looking at, right? They're looking for a plan of like, hey, here's the plan. Here's the guidance. If you follow this plan, you're going to succeed, right? And yet what I see happen, and I'll talk from like the buyer agent perspective, a lot of times, and this happens in brokerages too, right? Somebody comes in, we're like, man, this is awesome. You're going to be amazing, right? We chuck maybe some leads at them, whatever it is. And they're like, cool, what do I do? And we're like, man, you can do anything, right? You can door knock, you can do Facebook ads. There's also, right? Awesome. Just go do some stuff. And then we kind of like chuck them out into the world, and they don't have a clear plan, right? We leave it so open to them, they actually end up failing. So my thing is, right, when people come to you, they're looking for a plan. And then there's two parts to that. They're looking for, how do I make money? Then the second, so first thing they're looking for is, how do I generate some money? How do I make money?
Mm-hmm.
Second thing they're looking for is, how do I get some time back? Right, so first they start making much money, then they realize, like, now I want some time back in my life. My vision is to work 100 hours a week for my entire life. So how do I make money? Then how do I get some time back? And then the third thing that I believe they're looking for is their legacy. How do I now make an impact? How do I now leave a legacy? How do I now, build massive wealth or passive income or whatever it is? Right. So I think those are the three big things. So I think oftentimes we drop ball, even right in the beginning, when somebody comes in and we hit them with the fire hose instead of helping them actually craft a very specific intentional plan for them to succeed.
Gotcha.
And then how are we coaching them and guiding them to now, how do they leverage themselves? How do they get their time back, et cetera? And then how do they go make a big impact, right? So what do they need to be doing? And we don't give them very clear guidance sometimes. At least that's what I've seen a lot of. Would you agree with those three things that they're looking for, or what's your take on it?
Yeah, I would say definitely the plan part as well. I think a lot of people, they'll follow or go work with the person that, fits their personality, some,
Right.
but then also it's, man, that person did it and they're going to show me how they did it.
Yes.
And so I think that, yeah, the plan part of it makes perfect sense. Where I see, and I don't want to take you off the rails here, but like,
Very good.
What I see a lot of is someone brings someone on their team, like you just happened to your buddy, they come aboard, they teach them everything they know, and then 1 year later they're gone. Like I can do this by myself now. So like,
yes,
how do you keep these agents? Maybe you're going to touch on it, but like, how do you keep if you're a team lead with inside a brokerage, how do you keep these top-notch, top-level agents to stay on your team and not bolt?
Yeah, well, and I think Gary Keller, I think summed this up so well. And Gary said, your vision has to be so big that someone else's vision can fit in that. So here would be my way of thinking about that, right? So let's say an agent came to work with me. How can that agent make $200,000 a year? And how can they get some of their time back and begin to build a business within a business? Can I actually walk them through that process where they can make a great income and begin to build a business within a business? Or do they cap out at a certain point and I'm trying to keep them there? And what I see a lot of is the agents, right? Talent wants to grow. Talent wants to have an opportunity to, like you said, build a big, amazing life. And if your vision's not big enough for their vision to fit within that, they're going to leave. So I see it so often with agents. I mean, we just on the last call, we talked about time management and bumpers and everything else. If the lead agent, the lead team member, the team leader, whatever it is, if their life is chaos, they're not making great money and they don't have a great plan, obviously their people are going to leave because they're the lid, right? John Maxwell talks about all the time, the law of the lid. And if your lid isn't super high, as people grow, they're naturally going to leave you. Most people leave teams, not because they hate their team leader, but because they no longer can see a path to increase their income within the constraints of the team.
Gotcha.
Without just working 4 hours. Yeah. Yep. So I think that's huge. Yep.
Got it.
And that's one of the big things I work on with I work with a lot of people that make agents have large teams. And that's one of our consistent conversations. How do we continue to create opportunity for all these people in your world so that you're building an amazing world together instead of launching them on their own?
Yep. No, I'm with you.
Yeah. So I think that's big. Here's the second reason I think that people leave teams or leave organizations, whatever it is. And it'll be interesting to see if you agree with me on this. I believe that talent wants to be pushed. I believe talent doesn't want to be ignored. I believe talent doesn't want you to settle for them being a 6 when you know that they could be a 10. I think the great people, they want you to push them, not in an aggressive, mean way, but they want you to keep helping them grow. They want you to continue to push them because they ultimately want to be all that they can be. And I see it happen so often that the people that are leading teams, they start paying attention to the squeaky wheels, right? And they stop paying attention to the people that they have, right? That are doing phenomenal. And yet they're not pushing them because they're already doing well, right? It's like Joe's already doing 4 deals a month. Why would I need to push Joe? Well, what's Joe's real goals? What does Joe really want? What would Joe's life look like if he could figure out how to do 8 deals a month without spending double the time? What would the impact of that be? Joe probably wants to be pushed. Joe wants you to see greatness in him that he doesn't even see in himself. So when you look at this, it's, are you pushing your team members and are you connected enough with them that you see their greatness? One of the most powerful conversations a mentor had with me, actually, she was my boss at the time, and she said, Wayne, I see greatness in you that you don't even see.
Right.
And I'm going to fight for your greatness rather than endorse your limitations. And she pushed me, and I was incredibly grateful for that because she saw that I could be a 10 in several areas, and I was playing at a 5. So I think great team members, they want to be led. And I think on that same conversation, one of the reasons that people lead is because, or people leave is because, I guess the third point would be they don't feel heard and valued, right? Which
appreciated. Yep.
They don't feel appreciated, right? And as mushy gushy as that feels, it's a big deal, right? All the data supports this, that people choose their jobs. People choose to stay at jobs more often because of the environment and how they feel than actually what they're making, right? They would turn down an opportunity to make, 10% more somewhere else if they love this environment. So you got to continue to ask yourself, am I really hearing my people and am I really valuing them? And I think that's why, so many of my mega agents, what I implore them to do is every single week, they got to have a conversation with their people, right? One-on-one with their people, asking them big, great questions, right? Where are you at? What's working? What's not working? Where do you ultimately want to go? And then how do we get you there? So, but most people, we're so busy that we're not taking the time to really be in that conversation and hear what's not being said. Right? People say all the time, like, I can't believe Marsha left me, right? She seems so happy. You shouldn't be surprised most of the time if you're having great conversations with her. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. I feel like you're talking to me right now.
we do. We get so busy, right? Like, I mean, I've been a fault. My assistant years ago called me. She goes, I'm going to quit. And I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, I know that you hate me and I know that I'm doing a terrible job. And I was like, what is happening? Right. Mm-hmm. And I was just so busy at that time in my life that I was ignoring her in a lot of ways and coming off very rude to her. Right. And I was like, holy crap, I'm about to lose one of the most important people in my world, because I've been so busy being transactional over here, and I've lost touch with this person I care so deeply about. So,
well, we all think like, and I do it all the time, and you think, look, I poured all this into you, or, you've heard me before say it, and then you may slack off on acting that way. And, I do it within my own life, and you just forget that, like, hey, just because you said it a year ago, or 6 months ago, doesn't really starts not holding as much weight as time goes on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think a lot of times our people stay stagnant in our mind, right? It's like Marsha told me her goals a year ago, and in our mind, like nothing's changed in her life, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's probably, who knows? Marsha's life could have had big change. Her goals could have realigned, whatever it is. Am I having those great conversations? So, and I've got, if you remind me, I'll send you, I've got a list of questions that I'll send you if you want them, where people can go and solicit questions they should ask their team members every single week.
Okay. Yeah. I'll remind you about that.
So
cool, Wayne. Anything else on that topic?
Dude, that's it.
Killed it.
Have a clear plan. Push them. Let them be heard and valued.
Awesome. Good job. So Wayne, anyone out there listening, why don't you tell them where they can find you?
You can go to theheronation.com and check out all of our stuff, or you can just follow me on Facebook. Just go to Wayne Salmans on Facebook. My friend request thing is usually maxed out, so just follow and join the journey. Or if they're a rock star and you want to really level up your life, go to Real Talk for Real Pros. It's a private group on Facebook. The only people in there are incredible people that are giving massive value. So go request to join that group, answer the questions, and I'll add you in there and you'll get some massive value from that.
Cool, cool. Hey, Wayne, appreciate you being with me again, man. I really do appreciate that. Thank you for your time. And you guys out there that watched the whole way or listened to the whole way, thank you for listening and watching. Love to connect with you on social, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, the whole 9 yards. If you need me, I'm always here for you. I'm giving my cell phone. It's 239-910-5668. Website, TimHartJr.com. Don't forget, if you have an agent in your office or your team leader, maybe you want to send this over to them. I don't know. Maybe, good luck with that one, though. But if you think they should hear it, have at it. So, guys, appreciate you again. Thanks again, Wayne. Until next time, buddy. Take care, man.
Thanks for having me, brother.
You got it, dude. See ya.